a quality ball in the box. After all, if there's no quality coming into the box in good areas, you're not going to score. But like you say, I'd prefer surely someone in the team can take and deliver the ball in the box and have your most prolific goal scorer where you want him to be.
This is Moore for Rangers. So Murray, McCall, Miller's with him. So it's McCall battling away. That's out for the throw into Rangers.
For all possession that Rangers are having, Jerry, as well, I'd like to see someone really taking a chance from midfield and busting the gut to get up front, because the game could go on like this for, you could play for hours and nobody score a goal, and really a chance has to be taken by Rangers if they're going to score.
Well, Hateley is certainly the man who has put Hearts to the sword in recent seasons. And in fact, Hateley scored no fewer than 7 in the 5 meetings between the sides last season. So if you're a betting man, you'd maybe have a few quid in him today. It's Laudrup. Goff's well forward. That's headed away though by Alan McLaren for another corner. 2 Rangers. Again, it's Ryan Laudrup to take it. Hateley comes in, but good defending by Craig Levine. It'll nudge away to Mo Johnston. Moore deals with that one well. Now it's Murray. McLaren steps in though for Hearts. This is Leach. Trying to switch the play through to John Cahoon. That's a good ball. It's McPherson at 6s and 7s, but David Robertson comes to Rangers' rescue. That's Berry. He takes that one down well, especially with Hateley so close. That's Craig Levine. Robertson. McLaren. Off with plenty of time. And the backward header allowing Gorham to handle. Cam defending.
I think the longer the game goes on like this, I think the happier Tommy McLean's going to be. Because like you said, Hearts are coming in more and more to the game, and Rangers just seem not to be able to break them down.
Nice little first touch by Craig Moore. And that ball takes a deflection for the corner kick coming off Scott Leach. So a third corner to Rangers in the space of a couple of minutes. But really, they're still to test Henry Smith in the Hearts goal. Goff moves forward. Good shot to Moore. Smith comes for it. Well, having a word there with Craig Levine.
Did well, Henry Smith. Takes a lot of pressure off your defence when your goalkeeper comes and collects a dangerous whipping ball into the box like that. I'm sure Tommy's quite happy with that. Henry's come in to fill Nicky's place at the moment and looked very secure.
Well, Tommy McLean certainly looking very animated below us, but he will not be unhappy with the situation. Still no scoring here at Ibrox. Just over half an hour gone. This is Murray to Craig Moore. Murray again. Touch from Moore into McCall. McPherson. A little bit of a chance there as he found Robertson, because Cahoon almost cut it off. But that's a long ball now from McCall. Robertson trying to find a way through, but across comes Neil Berry. Finding McLaren. Now it's Cahoon. Robertson. McLaren. Good play by Hearts. It's Scott Leach. Mo Johnston calling for it in a lot of space. Johnson chests it down. It's McLaren. Hearts certainly stringing the passes together. Tosh McKinley's well forward. But, the pass from McLaren was too much for him, but some decent passes from the Hearts team there.
Yeah, a good indication of how Hearts are coming back into the game. Super passing movement there, and again it all began from McLaren, played in that position in between midfield, just in front of his defence, who started out and unfortunately was just a little bit long with his pass to Tosh McKinley.
This is David Robertson to Durant, trying to get away from the attentions of McLaren. And Berry nips in just ahead of Laudrup. Rangers have it again. That's Durant. Sending it to McCall. Ian Ferguson, Craig Moore's a lot of space. It's cut out there. The pass not the best, and it was easily cut out by John Miller. Now it's Hearts on the counter-attack. It's Mo Johnston to Cahoon. Back out towards Johnston. Murray comes in to make the challenge, but that's good play by McLaren. Johnston. Tosh McKinlay comes in support. Played to McLaren. Gets away from Ian Ferguson. This is John Cahoon. And he couldn't quite get the bend in the shot I think he was trying. And it ended up quite an easy one for Andy Gorham. But superb play by McLaren, who got away from Ian Ferguson, squeezed the ball through to Cahoon. Now it's Rangers on the attack. It's Laudrup showing tremendous pace. Levine's with him, still it's Laudrup. That's behind for the corner kick.
Just when you think it was a chance for Hearts at one end, Brian Laudrup screaming up the left-hand side. Levine does well, defends well, and it's another corner for Rangers.
So the pace of the game lifting, and comes the corner kick. Breaks to Mo Johnston, who does the right thing, gets it away from the danger area. That's Moore for Rangers to Durant. It's cut out by McLaren. Murray though pounces on it for Rangers. This is McPherson looking for the head of Hateley. Goff's up there as well. The keeper's under pressure here. The handshake between the two players. Henry Smith not intimidated as Hateley come flying in. Goff was there as well.
The only good thing there, I said that Jim McCluskey didn't give a foul against Mark Hateley. It's too often that goalkeepers are...
You're biased.
Well, I am certainly very biased, but there is too often that referees are more than cover up for goalkeepers, and it was a good take by Henry under a lot of pressure from Mark Hateley there.
So they throw in two Hearts. This is Robertson leaving it to Tosh McKinlay, trying to go on the outside of Moore. A real battle going on between these two, and again Moore does well. But that's a bit of a risky one. Picked up though by Ian Ferguson. Levine with a bit of time, but Laudrup closes in, almost caught him. Levine seemed to have plenty of time there, but when there's a player like Laudrup about, there's always danger lurking. And it's Goff's header got him under pressure from Cahoon. Well, a little breakdown in communication there perhaps between the Rangers skipper and his goalkeeper, and John Cahoon almost pouncing on it.
I think John's lucky actually. I think he tried to punch it out of Andy Gorham's hands. Could have found himself in the book there. Nevertheless, a good take from Andy Gorham. A little bit slack from Richard Goff, who's back here though.
So 10 minutes of the first half left here at Ibrox Stadium. Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Long throw from Robertson, looking for Hateley. Berry's there though. Corner kick. Brings a roar from the crowd. Berry certainly defending stoutly.
The last 10-15 minutes he's been absolutely outstanding in the back for Hearts, Neil Berry. And sweeped up almost everything that Rangers have thrown at them.
It's Levine's header. Touch from Robertson. This is McCall to Ferguson. McCall running into the box, looking for the return. It's Ferguson trying the shot. No power. Well, McCall, who'd nudged the ball to him, went darting into the penalty area. But, there was no way through for Ferguson to try and get it back to him. It's Moore's header. Played back by Tosh McKinlay. Throw in to Rangers. Well, pity Basil Bolly didn't make it today. It would have been interesting to see Mo Johnston perhaps operating against him, as both played in the French league. And that again is out of play.
I'd love to listen to that conversation, Jerry.
This is Laudrup. Moore. Ferguson under pressure from Leach, but he does well. Nice pass with the outside of the foot to Robertson. In looking for Hateley. We saw Mark Hateley picking up a couple of awards before the game for his goal-scoring feats of last season. 30 goals he scored in 55 games. Missed just 2 matches last season and very much carried Rangers for long spells. But the goals tended to dry up for him a bit towards the end of the season. He failed to score in the last 6 games. But this season he's struck 4 times already. This is McPherson for Rangers. Robertson. That's Gough. Through for Durant. Trying to play it through towards Murray.
It's going to be very difficult for Rangers today if they are going to break them down. I think a perfect example there, they really should come out and go round the outside, and they're almost playing against a 5-man back 4 when Alan McLaren drops a 5-man rather, 5-man back 4, 5-man defence when Alan McLaren moves back into it. Very difficult for them to go through the middle.
That's McLaren sending the ball to Leach. That's Berry. A bit shot with that one, allowing Ian Ferguson to pounce. Now it's McCall. To McLaren back ahead of Laudrup. Berry to Miller. There's McKinlay. Stumbled by Gough. In fact, the referee penalising John Robertson, who pleads his innocence. This is Ian Ferguson. Gough. Durant. Robertson starts a run on the left. Cahoon goes with him. Good play by Robertson. And again it's that man Berry sliding in. Excellent play though by Robertson. Getting away from Cahoon.
This is exactly what I said about going up round the outside, and not only the fact about taking a chance, the willingness of Robertson on the outside almost created a goal opportunity for Rangers.
And that one flashing right across the face of goal, coming off the head of John Miller. Certainly a heart-stopping moment, if you pardon the pun.
I'm not even going to make comment on that.
So that's Ian Durant coming across to this near side to take the corner for Rangers. McPherson has moved forward with Gough. Hateley's there also. That's Ian Ferguson's header. Ian Ferguson still waiting to open his account for the season. Getting in the header there, but over the top.
I think that's another reason why possibly Rangers have struggled over the last little bit there with Ian Ferguson. You look for your midfield players to get X amount of goals in the season, and so far, midfield have struggled to actually hit the target.
So just under 5 minutes of the first half left here at Ibrox Stadium in this Premier Division match. It's Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Dean plays it to McLaren. It's McKinlay. Blocked by Murray. Neil Murray, who broke into the Rangers team a couple of years ago during the Champions League run. This is his 3rd start of the season today. That ball's out of play. So it's Rangers' throw. Josh McKinlay just failing to keep that one in. That's McCall for Rangers. To Ferguson. Chested down by Robertson. Again, Cahoon goes back with him. And Cahoon blocks him. This is McPherson. It's Robertson again. Easily dealt with by McLaren. Good solid clearance. This is Gough. The Rangers player on the ground, David Robertson, just outside the Hearts penalty area. He took a knock there, obviously, when he was challenged by Cahoon. And the ball goes out of play now, which will allow some treatment for the Rangers fullback, who's played well in this first half, getting forward at every opportunity.
I never actually saw, Jerry, what happened there, but they said he has had a good first half. He's certainly prepared in the last 10-15 minutes. He's certainly prepared to get forward and get crosses into the box for Rangers. And they really don't want a player of David Robertson to get injured and upset the formation.
Well, there's a player who misses very few games. Joined Rangers back in 1991 from Aberdeen. It went to a tribunal who valued him at £970,000. A player of tremendous pace. So happily for him and for Rangers, he's back to his feet. I think it was a clash with John Cahoon that led to it. He was moving forward. No, in fact, it was Gary Locke who had caught him. McCall trying to battle his way through, and the referee steps in, and the water free kick to Rangers. So just under 2 minutes of the first half left. This is Durant. McCall, Durant again. Looking for Hateley. Henry Smith taking that ball at the second attempt.
I think of the two managers, Jerry, I think Tony McLean will be the happiest, or the happier of the two. Walter, I think will be concerned with the amount of actual chances they have made throughout the first half, although they were certainly well on top in the first 15 minutes. But I think Rangers have to just inject that little bit extra. I mean, they are playing at home, they've got to please their fans, and if they're going to break down this Hearts defence, they've got to have players that's going to take a chance.
Walter Smith has in fact been down to the dugout as Mo Johnson comes forward, and that's Ian Ferguson who slams the ball out of play, just nipping it away from Miller. John Miller, who was well forward. Throw in to Hearts as we go into the final minute, plus some injury time to be added on by Jim McCluskey, the referee. It's Gary Locke who's come forward. Now it's Tosh McKinlay, and he's impeded by Neil Murray. And it's a free kick to Hearts. And what a time this would be to nip a goal right on half-time. Again, Tosh McKinlay trying to get forward, and again winning a free kick, this time Murray the culprit. So Hearts have pushed Levine forward. McLaren's up there, who's also very good in the air. And David McPherson watching Levine closely. It's Tosh McKinlay with his left foot. It's Robertson who got it away. Now it's Laudrup to Durant. Laudrup running ahead of him. That's getting plenty of players back. It's Laudrup. As we move into injury time, still no scoring here. It's Robertson. And Locke is challenged by McPherson. Good challenge too. Gary Locke breaking forward. This is Gough for Rangers. It's Durant. Play through now, looking for Laudrup. Henry Smith responds quickly though. Racing from his line.
Played well there, Henry Smith, plays as a sweeper. Furthest out as far as he possibly could. Sweeps up the trouble for Hearts.
Archie Knox just below us with Walter Smith shouting instructions to other players. Now well into injury time in this first half as Tosh McKinlay comes forward. Now it's Miller. It's McKinlay again, being carefully watched by Ferguson. Takes a return from Robertson. Good linking play between the two Hearts players, but the cross right into the arms of Andy Gorham. But, excellent play by Tosh McKinlay.
Yeah, he really does look to get forward a lot, Tosh McKinlay, every opportunity that he can. Although unfortunately there's no one making the near post run, although to be fair the cross wasn't a good one, it was far too close to Andy Gorham. But again, signs that Hearts have come right back into the game, Jerry, and you know that everything good for them is coming up this left hand side with Tosh McKinlay.
David McPherson has taken a bit of a knock, and he's being helped from the field. That's 2 minutes of injury time played. And this is Neil Murray for Rangers as the half-time whistle sounds. Well, a first half in which Rangers began well, pressured Hearts quite a bit without getting any real shots in on Henry Smith. Neither goalkeeper busy, but Hearts certainly coming more and more into the game as it went on. A half-time score here at Ibrox, Rangers 0, Hearts 0.
Yes, as Jerry says, Rangers 0, Hearts 0. We'll get the first half thoughts of David Cooper and Charlie Nicholas right after this break. We'll see you then.
Save Hearts, no! It's gone in at last. And it's big Dave Mitchell who does it.
Dave Mitchell, the Australian international striker, scoring in a 2-0 win for Rangers from October 1983. Charlie, at Ibrox this afternoon, well, it's not exactly thrill a minute, is it?
No, it's certainly not. It's a bit of a drab game so far. Very, very nervous, both teams, I think. Worried about mistakes. I said this earlier about Rangers players being worried about their support, and you can see it. They're very, very edgy. Hearts are just sitting and annoying them, upsetting them, and they've come into the game a little bit, but not really much happened in the game, to be honest.
There was a fear, David, it would be like this because of previous matches.
Yeah, it's very, very nervy. You can see that in both teams. Tommy will be the happiest at this moment in time of the two managers. I think they're playing it very tight. Alan McLaren is playing in front of the back four just to deny the space for the midfielders to run into. And actually, in the last 10 minutes of the match, Hearts have begun to break up the park and get the odd chance. So there'll be a lot to concern Walter Smith.
Sure. Laudrup might make the difference, and we've seen evidence of him in the first half, Charlie. A good run from him early on, and Neil Murray with a shot.
He gets on Neil Berry. I don't know why Neil Berry's out there, because he skins him here. He needs to hit the target. He doesn't. But if they leave Neil Berry with Laudrup, he'll cause havoc. He's not the type of player, Berry, to do much with Laudrup.
He could turn it for Rangers, Laudrup, I think, Davey, and again, a good cross from him. John Miller did well to get the ball away from Hateley.
Yeah, certainly, but Laudrup looks the one who could maybe change it if anyone could in the Rangers side at the moment. That was a great ball in with his right foot, and Mark Hateley was nearly on the end of it, but the boy Miller done superb there.
Because if Hateley, I mean, Hateley lethal in a situation like that normally, isn't he? Charlie, what about Hearts? Mo Johnson at the other end, he did quite well, but he ended up hitting the side netting. But what do you make of him?
He's been very busy, Mo. He's had a couple of efforts at goal. Pretty disappointing, to be honest. He's in and about it again here. He's been very lively, and I think he's playing just a little bit in the wide left area, and he's getting a bit more room. But he's been the liveliest Hearts forward yet.
And Hearts a bit more prominent towards the end of the first half there, David. John Cahoon went close.
Yeah, certainly. The last 10 minutes they have come into it. Mo Johnson's one of these players that if you leave him for 89 minutes, he could score in the 90th minute. That's the kind of player. John Cahoon, with his strong running, is also causing a few problems now. He had a shot there, but it was straight into Andy Goram's body. But he's another dangerous player for Hearts. We
need a goal from somewhere, Charlie. Do you think it'll happen? Yeah.
The way it's looking just now, no, to be honest. But you know, again, the longer the game goes, Hearts will be that bit more excited about maybe going and getting the win.
Yes, indeed. OK, well, time for another break there. The second half, live from Ibrox in a couple of minutes. Rangers Hearts.
Great chance! Johnston for Rangers!
Maurice Johnson now of Hearts, then of Rangers, scoring the only goal of the game in September 1989. Right now at Ibrox, it's Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Let's go back there now and rejoin Jerry.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ibrox Stadium. The second half gets underway, and Rangers have made a change. McPherson, who was injured just before half-time, has gone off, and on has come Gordon Durie, who's operating out on the right-hand side. Rangers have had to recast things a bit at the back. Neil Murray has gone to right back, and Craig Moore has gone in alongside Richard Gough in central defence, with David Robertson still operating in the left back role. So this is Ian Ferguson. A touch from Robertson, looking for Hateley. It's away by Berry. Well, Hearts this afternoon have Alan Johnson and Graham Hogg on the bench. Rangers' other substitute is Duncan Ferguson.
Just on the change area, I think it's a positive move, although, you know, though forced upon Walter Smith. I think Gordon Durie will certainly look to get a lot further forward more often than maybe Neil Murray would in midfield, and I think Neil will be more at ease playing in a familiar role at right back.
And perhaps best chance falling to Rangers in the first half fell to Murray. If it fallen to a striker, it might have hit the net. But, it's all very well in hindsight. So it's Murray who's taking this kick for Andy Goram. Returned by John Miller. And this is Robertson. It's through now to Moore. Ian Ferguson. Durrant's wide left. This is Durrant. Ball's out of play. But we're just out. Perhaps a pass hit with just a little too much strength, and he was always toiling to get it. He'd certainly found himself a bit of space, Ian Durrant. Berry trying to clear the ball, breaks away there to Haitley. Now it's Cahoon for Hearts. Robertson. Steps McLaren. Cahoon. And Ferguson has collapsed just in front of the Rangers dugout. Still play goes on. This is Mo Johnston. In comes Miller. Miller stepping away from Durie. Trying to get away from Murray. And it's Murray who gets it away. It was Craig Moore who made the initial challenge, which was an important one for Rangers. Meanwhile, Ian Ferguson is back on his feet as Gordon Durie goes in a great run, trying to win his pace. And the referee waved away the claims for a free kick as he was challenged by Neil Berry. Mr McCluskey well up with the play, waving away the claims.
It's a good decision by Jim McCluskey. I think Gordon had just put the ball too far in front of himself and was losing possession. And Moore used his body more than anything to bump into Neil Berry. There was absolutely nothing in it.
Well, this is Durrant. Finding Laudrup. Laudrup stepping away from Locke. It was John Miller who headed the ball out of the danger area.
Even though Gordon Durie made a meal of that one, I think already signs clear to see that exactly what I meant of. He's certainly a little bit more at ease going forward.
A mistake by Berry, and it's Laudrup trying to get through. Well, Laudrup feels he was impeded, but again Jim McCluskey just looks and shakes his head. This time a free kick was awarded, but it's to Hearts for the challenge by Richard Gough on John Robertson.
Again, Jim McCluskey right over the play. He's absolutely correct in his decision. Richard can't believe it. John Robertson actually almost skinned Richard there, and Richard definitely held him back. He cannot complain about that.
Well, Jim McCluskey, highly rated by his fellow referees. And like every decision, bang on. This is Laudrup to Durrant. Ian Ferguson is going on a run on the far side of the field. Still it's Durrant. Hearts have had time to get players back, and Durrant overheading that pass as he tried to pick out Ian Ferguson.
You know, you want Ian to have a lot of touches in midfield and create something, but I think in that, certainly that instance, an early ball to Ian Ferguson, who was way out in the clear, would have been more beneficial to Rangers.
The referee awards the free kick to Rangers. Leach getting in the way of Ian Ferguson, so it's Durrant to take it. Richard Gough moves forward to the edge of the area. There he is, climbing, getting the touch. It's easily taken in the end by Henry Smith.
Good header from Richard Gough. It's kind of place that Alistair McCoy to score most of his goal with Rangers prowling around in front of the goalkeeper like that. Maybe that's just exactly what Rangers are missing at the moment.
It's 5 minutes of the second half gone here at Ibrox Stadium. Rangers 0, Hearts 0. It's Moore playing it through, looking for Laudrup. Berry climbs well up. This is McLaren for Hearts to Cahoon. Taken a bit late by Laudrup. Free kick to Hearts.
Bit of a collector's item there. Brian actually tackling somebody. Actually, John does really well. Takes Brian on. Okay, Brian actually does just catch his right foot. A little bit of a twist. John should be all right though. Not something you'll see Brian do an awful lot. It's tackling.
John Cahoon, who started off his career at Stirling Albion, made a spell at Celtic. First time round with Hearts, and down south to Millwall and Sunderland before moving back to Tynecastle. He was in fact in the Hearts team which came so close to winning the championship in 1986. They were picked on the final day by Celtic. So here's recovered, and it's Gary Locke who swings in the free kick. Mo Johnson's on the far side. It's Jury providing the cover. It breaks away though to Tosh McKinlay. And Goff gets it near his touch, and that's away by David Robertson for Haitley to chase. Levine's with him. And Levine gets in just ahead of the Rangers striker. That's a throw-in, indicates the referee. It's a touch from Laudrup now for Rangers, chested down by Jury. It's Murray in support. The high one again and towards Haitley. It's away by Leach. Touch from Ian Ferguson. Laudrup way out on the right-hand side again. He certainly covers a lot of ground, and he's unceremoniously taken out of the play by Tosh McKinlay. The referee calling over the Hearts defender.
Yeah, I think Tosh, in his anxiousness to get the ball, certainly caught Brian a little bit late with his left foot coming through. You really can't complain about going in the referee's book there.
The yellow card comes out. Laudrup, meanwhile, is back on his feet. So a difficult second half looming for Tosh McKinlay. And there's Goff again, getting in the header, but he's looking for some support inside the box. He's clearly unhappy. That's the second time in the space of a few minutes he's got his head to the ball, knocked it down into an area, but there's been no one moving in to take advantage.
He's absolutely right, Jerry. I mean, he's coming forward onto a dead ball situation. He's got his head onto it. He's done his job right, and there's no support for him. He's every right to complain to his fellow compatriots. So there's no one there.
John Robertson penalised for his challenge on Craig Moore. The Rangers crowd getting right behind their team. Hearts with a rather